Peter Sam had been working very hard all day in the quarry and was heading home to get a wash down and a nap. He had to stop at a level crossing because the road was being redone and there were workmen on the line. As Peter Sam was waiting, he noticed a green object coming down the road. It was George the steamroller. George doesn't like railways. He thinks that they're no good and roads are the future. When George saw Peter Sam, his cheery mood turned sour.
Well, if it isn't the little green fusspot.
Don't call me fusspot. I'm not the one who gets angry every time he sees something he doesn't like.
You engines can only go wherever your rails lead you. We road vehicles can go anywhere we please.
Oh, really? Then why are you here arguing with me when you could be off exploring the island?
Because I have an important job at Ballyhoo, and this is the road that takes me there.
But you just said you can go anywhere and don't need to be led.
I know what I said, and anyway, you're in my way.
No, I'm not. I'm not even on the road.
Fine. You win this time, Steamy. But you'll get your comeuppance eventually.
Not likely.
Grrr.
George angrily rolled away. When George gets angry, he takes his anger out on the railway engines. When he arrived at Ballyhoo, Neville was at the station with some passengers. Neville had to get the passengers to Vicarstown so they could get the last train for the mainland. George didn't care and just rolled up in front of Neville. Excuse me, Mr. Steamroller, but you're in my way.
And?
Well, if I don't get these passengers to Vicarstown, they'll miss their train home.
Why don't they just take the bus?
The last bus left 2 hours ago.
Not my problem.
So, will you move?
No.
The passengers got angry at George and started to complain. No matter what they said, though, George wouldn't move. Then they tried to move George. They pushed him and they pulled him, but no matter what they did, he wouldn't budge. Eventually, the last train to the mainland had already left, and the passengers were stranded. The station master let them stay in the station overnight and rang up the fat controller. He arrived the next morning. The station master brought him to George.
George, I should have known it was you.
What do you mean, sir?
You were the one blocking Neville's train last night, weren't you?
No, sir, I was here.
George, you're the only green steamroller here.
No, I'm not. There's that one over there.
Sure enough, there was another green steamroller.
Oh, sorry to bother you, George. Carry on.
George had gotten out of trouble, for now. Eventually, George was needed elsewhere, and Percy came to pick him up.
You've got to be kidding me. I'm not riding on a silly old steam engine.
Sorry, George, but the fat controller wants you to work on the Little Western.
Bah, I can get there myself.
But, George, it's on the other side of the island.
I can go anywhere I need to, and I don't need you silly steam engines to help.
Suit yourself. George rolled away. George was only halfway across the island when night fell. The island of Sodor gets very spooky at night. It was so dark that George didn't realize that he had gone the wrong way. George rolled all the way to an abandoned quarry.
This isn't the Little Western.
No, it's not.
Oh, who's there? Hello?
You should have let Percy take you, 'cause now you'll suffer my wrath.
George rolled away as fast as he could. He rolled out of the quarry and didn't stop until he reached Marin. He closed his eyes and waited till morning. The fat controller came to see him in the morning.
There you are, George. Percy said you drove yourself to the Little Western, but when you didn't show up, we started to worry.
I was the one who blocked Neville's path. It wasn't the other green steamroller. It was me. I did it. Now please, don't let the ghost get me.
What ghost?
The ghost. I got lost and rolled into an abandoned quarry. There was a ghost that chased me all the way here.
Really?
Yes.
Well, thank you for owning up, and don't worry. That ghost won't get you. Now, let Boko here take you to the Little Western.
Yes, sir.
George's supernatural run-in spooked him so much
that he didn't cause any trouble on the Little Western. As of what happened to the ghost, that's a story for another day.